Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 4 cornerstones of structuring your business foundation. My name is Kenya, and today I'm here to provide a free training to help you level up in the area of branding and marketing. So we're going to just have a good time today. We're going to just talk a little bit and hopefully help you. Hello, everybody, and welcome. My name is Kenya, and today I'm here to provide a free training that will help you understand the 4 cornerstones of structuring your business foundation. So I'm here, we talk all about branding and marketing, and this presentation and little workshop will help you move forward in your business in the area of branding and marketing. First and foremost, I want to give a big thank you to everyone viewing right now, because you chose to show up today for yourself and your business. I know we're in a very, very weird time right now, but it's still so important to make progress towards your business goals so that you can develop a brand that speaks for itself. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so first, what is Heavy Brain? Heavy Brain Marketing and Consulting specializes in brand optimization. So what we do is we consult businesses that are interested in digitally aligning their brand across their preferred technological platforms. We use our ecosystem of resources to focus on structuring business foundations, content development, and digital media strategies to help businesses, entrepreneurs, and influencers alike. So, what does that mean, Kenya? So long story short, our overall goal, our primary goal, is to make the knowledge of building a brand accessible to everyone. We do this so that we notice that people typically have a lot of trouble and don't have access to this knowledge because it's just not really common to most people. So how we do that? We help people find the information about building a brand by helping them structure business foundations, content development, and we help them learn and understand how to use digital marketing strategies. And why are these things important? Why does it even matter, right? So over the years, after working with universities, entrepreneurs, small business owners, influencers, and all organizations in general, we notice that people typically have the hardest time just simply connecting the dots, right? So many people, they really do usually know their end goal, but they usually have no idea how to get to the end goal, right? So this leaves them stabbing in the dark, trying to get people to buy their product, their service, or even if you're an influencer, your influence, right? And this quickly leads to burnout and wasted time and money. And I don't know about you all, but most people I talk to, they hate wasting their time and money. You know, it's a common theme. Here is our cute little home, right? So we have this cute little home on the screen because it's a good visual to help you understand the concept we're trying to provide right now, right? So if you are interested in building a home and you had everything set up, right? You had a construction company, you had your lot built out, you knew what you had to do with the design. And then if you were witnessing a construction crew build a house and you noticed that they rushed to the beginning of the process while laying the groundwork, would you trust the integrity of the house if you knew that the foundation wasn't constructed correctly? Would it even make sense to build a 2-story house on top of it and expect it to stand strong years later? No, it really wouldn't, right? But the thing is that so many people do this with their business. You wouldn't even believe it, right? You would have no idea that people are really out here just creating businesses and they don't lay the foundation properly, which is completely common and it's completely okay as long as we work on that and start getting that together, right? So this presentation is called the 4 cornerstones. So what is a cornerstone? A cornerstone, the definition of a cornerstone is that a cornerstone is a stone that forms the base of a corner of a building. It joins two walls and is laid at the foundation. So having something to stand on having something to stand on and to stand for is what draws people to an organization. It's how you build a brand and a company that in the end will have longevity. The 4 cornerstones of structuring your business foundation. So here we have the meat of this video. We have number 1, unique differentiators. Number 2, clearly define target audiences. Number 3, the mission statement. And number 4, the vision statement. So this is just an overview of what you will learn today, okay? We'll cover each of these categories in its own time. The first one is the unique differentiator. I really love this one because everyone has something that's unique about them, right? Everyone has a unique quality about themselves, which will always, if you dig deep, can translate into your business. So, question number 1, what makes your business unique and what makes it stand out? So, here's a little scenario for you. If a new restaurant around the corner had a big grand opening, right? A big grand opening, and the only thing that they provided was an ordinary chicken tender meal and burgers and fries, would you really and wholeheartedly feel inclined to patronize that business? The answer is really probably no, right? Because no offense, but you can literally get that everywhere. You can order chicken tenders and fries and a burger everywhere. And more than likely, you already have a favorite location where you can get that same meal. So what is the purpose? Why would you even consider switching it up? But here's the thing. People by nature, okay? People by nature are creatures of habit. And they do not like to manage the risk of leaving their comfort zones or even the comfort of their own home, right? To do anything without one of the 2 things. Number 1, we have to have a guaranteed method of eliminating that risk, right? Or any risk. Number 2, a completely new experience that will improve the quality of their lives. So remember the restaurant scenario I just described? Okay, so the only way that someone will do number 1, right, is if they hear from a reputable source, AKA what we're familiar with as word of mouth, probably someone that you know and that you trust, that new business A is better than old business B, okay? The only way that someone will do number 2 is if they come across a new experience that they have not yet had the opportunity to try. For either of those points that we just discussed, you will need a unique differentiator to explain, 1, why your new business A is better than old business B, or why your product or service is something that is completely new and should be experienced. So I put the emphasis on should, because how many times has someone promised that something was going to change your life, right? How many times have you heard that? It's really all over the place. This is going to change your life. And then it doesn't happen. It just flops, right? That, I don't know about you, but that to me is like the biggest bummer. It's like, oh man, I thought this was going to work. And then it just doesn't. So not only do you have to show why the experience you provide is unique, but you'll also have to prove why it should be experienced, okay? So starting to sound just a bit tricky, because if you have to prove, explain, and have somebody fully convinced on why they should choose you, it's kind of like, oh my gosh. But it's really okay, because the main thing we want you to remember here is that you and your business are not for everyone. And that is okay. Like, that is completely okay. That's actually great. It's great for you and it's great for your audience and your clients. So never forget that. So here we have a little activity, and we have a Venn diagram, okay? So we have on the left side, the industry, the right side, my company, and then the middle, the similarities. So we think it's really important that you have to evaluate the industry that you're in. So who's at the top of your industry? Who's at the bottom of your industry? Studies will show that the companies that do the frequent research and they do in-depth research of their industry have the biggest advantage over others in the industry. Because research gives you the ability to double the profitability of your business because you know exactly where you land on the industry ranking. So on the left side, right, you have the industry. I want you to get this drawn out, right? On the left side, when it has the industry, go on Google after this webinar, go on Google and find out, what is my industry? Who is dominating right now? Who's dominating? And be okay with that. Like, don't be upset that someone's dominating the industry right now, because this is right now, you're taking the time to research and figure out why they're dominating. You're gonna figure out who's flopping in the industry and figure out why they're flopping, okay? So on the left side, take out your pen, your pencil, your laptop, iPad, whatever you have, and take your notes. Left side, draw one circle, the industry, and then figure out who's the top, who's the bottom, who's somewhere, who's average, and figure out why, okay? Now on the right side, we have my company. So that's you. So on my half, I would put heavy brain, right? So on the my company side, that is where you write down, just brainstorm, what makes me unique? If you don't have a business yet, that's okay. Write down what you think would be unique that you can bring to the table, or what your company even stands for. In the middle, there should be a little bit of overlap because you guys are both in the same industry, right? The industry, competitors, and yourself as a company, you should overlap somewhere in the middle, but the similarities is okay because that's how you can find a starting place to make sure that you're in the right industry, right? And on the right side is the base where you can figure out where your company stands starting right now. Here's a separate activity. In the beginning stages of your company, you may not have all the resources or tools required, or that could really be just helpful for you to do like intensive research. However, you can start today with this easy method. So to create unique differentiators, I have a little activity for you with 3 different columns. So follow me and take out a piece of paper, okay? And put it into 3 sections. You can do this on your computer too if you'd like, but I'm a hands-on person, right, with a pen and paper. So if you want to do that, follow along with me and make your 3 columns. Column 1, we have customer service. Column 2, we have creativity. Column 3, we have personal strengths. So I have this in 3 different categories because earlier in the presentation, I talked about that people don't like to take chances without them knowing that they will eliminate risk and that their quality of life will be improved, right? So that's how we're going to separate ourselves right now with differentiators. Number 1, customer service. In this first column, I have, what can I provide to customers to eliminate potential risk that could occur or are already occurring within the industry, okay? So you're going to take a moment and put 1, 2, and 3 in any order at all, and write down what are 3 ways you can provide a service to your customer that they will just feel so at peace with that they won't even think about any risk, right? Because they know that you are going to take such good care of them as a client. So put that in column 1. Column 2, creativity. How can I use creativity to improve the quality of life for my audience and future customers? Again, I have 1, 2, and 3 because I would like for you to take out your paper and jot down 3 ways that you can use creativity to improve the quality of life for my audience and future customers, because it takes creativity to get ahead of the competition, right? You can't just make the same company that's already been created because no one would want to go to you, right? And number 3, personal strengths, in the third category we have over here on your table. It says, how can my personal strengths help create a new experience that is different from the rest of the industry? And again, we have 1, 2, and 3 for your strengths, because we need to figure out, not even from a company standpoint yet, but right here, I'm a strong believer that our personal strengths directly translate into our business, okay? What makes you unique and what makes me unique is going to make your company unique, because there's no one out there like you. And that's the beautiful thing, right? If there's no one out there like you, then no one can copy, right? So bring out your personal strengths. And by doing that, what makes you unique as an individual, that should help you. And 9 times out of 10 will help you create a new experience that's different from the already established industry, because there's no one else like you. And as cliche as it sounds, it is so incredibly true. No one can make another Beyonce, right? Because there's only one Beyonce. And no matter if people try, they can't be her. So that same concept applies in your business too. So dig deep. What are your top 3 strengths that you feel like you have? And see if that can help you when you apply it to the industry that you're interested in or that you're already currently in. Target audience. So I hope you all like my little drawing right here, this little diagram we have going on. And we're on to our second cornerstone, okay? And we have target audience. Right. So we have, would you try to sell a coffee maker that has deluxe frothing capabilities to someone who doesn't drink coffee? No, right? As you can see up here, we have the top picture, coffee, a heart, and a little happy customer, okay? And on the bottom, we have coffee, like a no-go. No, I don't want coffee at all. And this customer is a little angry, it's a little upset, okay? So we don't want the second, we want the top. And if you try to sell someone a coffee maker that has deluxe frothing capabilities, and no matter how amazing the frothing capabilities are, and no matter how delicious the coffee that could be produced from this coffee maker, a person who does not like coffee and does not drink coffee will not see the added value of these special frothing capabilities, because there's no way that their frothing capabilities can improve the quality of their lives if they don't even like coffee. There's no way, right? And this is why it's important to clearly define your target audience, because you want to deliver the right message of your new business A to the people who it will impact the most. And let me tell you, you do not want to waste your advertising dollars on people who wouldn't have any interest in your company in the first place. So say it with me again. My business is not for everyone, and that is okay. Like, please remember that. It is not for everyone, and that is okay, because you are unique and your audience is also unique. Tying it back to point number 1, the first cornerstone. So ask yourself questions about your product or service, such as, whose lives will be impacted by my business the most? And what problems will my business solve? These questions can help you get into the groove of targeting your people more effectively. By this point, you probably already know or have a good idea of who your product or service is for, or what it will be. But what you should do at this point is ask yourself, what is the pain point that my product or service will solve? Remember earlier we talked about it wouldn't be a good idea to sell a deluxe product that's specialized for coffee for someone who doesn't want to drink coffee. You have to know who you're selling to so that you can make sure that your deluxe features go to the proper person. All right, so right here we have just a little bit of trying to figure out where my audience is. I have a couple of facts for y'all just to kind of get your mind going about why it's so important to build a digital brand, right? And why these 4 cornerstones will help you in the digital world. So, and 80% of Instagram users follow at least one company. I bet you'll have an Instagram account, or if not, you at least know what it is, right? So if 80% of Instagram users, which is well over half, follow at least one company, and that says at least, so at minimum, one company, that means people are out there looking for their companies online. So your company can be in that category, and somebody can find you and know how valuable you are, right? Fact number 2, digital media generated 50% or over $240 billion of all ad money generated in 2019. So that was just last year. That is quite a bit of money, you all. And that was just there because of digital media, which is where you all could be. Or if you are already there, what you can utilize to help push up the sales and just the awareness of your business in general. The third one is over 90% of marketers who employ an influencer marketing strategy and social media found it successful. And I think this one is really amazing because over 90% of people who did this. So if you put yourself out there and you figure out the strategy of how to do that, there are such high chances and such a great possibility that, and probability, that people will see you, understand what you stand for, get to know you, fall in love with you. And when they think of their pain point, they will think of your product or service and your company name, and they will connect those dots together, okay? That's what we want. So here's the thing too. If you want to do a little free little activity, right? If you have an Instagram account, which if you don't have one, I highly recommend that you get one because it's very helpful. You can open up your stories, okay? If you go on your stories and you add a poll or ask questions, this is a free way for you to run a survey if you start getting people in your target audience to follow you, right? And if not, go ahead and utilize your friends and family and just ask questions that just seem kind of casual, but will help you kind of start off and see what people even know about the industry in general, okay? For example, if you had the coffee maker, you could start off and say, how many people like coffee? It'll give you a percentage. How many people care about frothing? It'll give you a percentage. Who likes decaf versus caffeine? You know, those already you can already start asking questions to people and try to figure out where they fit in and see if you can get any information like that to kind of help you. The stories are free, and it is an easy way to do an engaged story survey for people. So I highly recommend you do that. It'll help you start a soft research process and help you identify what the public people think about certain topics and services that could pertain to your business. And if you're not sure your target audience is yet, that's okay, because we will continue to grow and build on this in the future, and you will definitely figure it out if you start implementing these strategies. Okay, and big question, where is my target audience? Based on the facts before, they are on social media, right? They are on social media. What do you do after a long day? A lot of people get on Facebook, right? A lot of people get on Instagram or on YouTube or on Twitter or wherever, and they just scroll and they just that's how they decompress, right? They're on social media. So why shouldn't you be on there? Why shouldn't you reap the benefits of the people who show up on social media and put their audience out there, put their target, their product or service out there for their audience to see when they're in their free time? I don't know about you, but I love getting on YouTube and Instagram and learning. I learn in my free time, and a lot of people do because people are using Facebook as one of the top search engines in the world. So why not show up there when they have a question? Let them find you, because you're worth it, remember? You are unique and you are worth it. So show up on social media, because that is where your target audience is. So we at Heavy Brain developed a system that has worked for a variety of businesses, including financial advisors, sports academies, and even people in the health and wellness industry. And by using all of these methods, they were able to benefit from the system that we are teaching you currently. And it has been able to translate across all industries. And those are just to name a few. So it's really great. It translates very well across really any industry that you need, as long as you're willing to show up on social media. So right here we have one of our lovely clients, Janessa, okay? And she is such an amazing financial advisor. And we have here that target audiences equals increased visibility. And this could not be more true. So when we first met Janessa, she had a website, she had a polished service, a very polished service at that, and such a warm and bubbly, energetic, outgoing personality. However, after going through our program, she was able to increase her visibility and attract opportunities that she desired. By leveraging her social media strategy, unique differentiators, and gaining clarity on her ultimate vision, which is coming later on in this presentation, she has now been able to increase her exposure, which is overall what she wanted, right? The more exposure you have, the more visibility that you have, the more people can find you. And when people find you, they start to trust you, right? They have to get to know you. And then they start purchasing your product or service, which is your goal. You want to make revenue from what you do, what you offer to the world. And at this point now, we're proud to say that she's taking opportunities to get featured on podcasts now, and she's been invited to do keynote speaker presentations at universities with her business because she is now putting herself out there on social media, and people are starting to really fall in love with who she is and what she brings to the table. And this can also happen with you. We are on to cornerstone number 3. And this is the mission statement. And I have a special place in my heart for the mission statement because it's really great to know what your mission is, like what's your purpose? Why are you here? So we've all heard about the mission statement, and this title is pretty self-explanatory. A mission statement is something that declares your mission with your business. But question number 1 is, what is your business? What is the purpose of starting your business? And I really love asking this question because some people, they don't know. They don't know what their purpose is. And right now, if that's you, that's okay. But we want you to figure out what your purpose is with your business, because that will help you so much moving on. And one thing we have to remember is that making money can't be listed on the front page of your website, as it will be seen as such a shallow idea, and people will be very turned off at the idea of giving money to companies whose only objective is the dollar. So you have to know your purpose, right? So how does your new business A help people? That's the second question we have right here in the center. How does your business help people? Can you concisely pitch a message that sums up what problems your customers will have and what your business can help them solve? Because if not, people are going to be a little uncomfortable patronizing your business. So these 2 questions are extremely important, as you will need to clearly communicate to your target audience from the second cornerstone why they should spend their hard-earned money, right? Because I'm sure even you all, I'm sure you work so hard for your money. And people need to know, why should they spend their hard-earned money to work with your company and spend it on your company? And that's just the beginning of it. You also have to communicate why someone should trust your business, because you will undoubtedly get asked this next question. Someone will approach you and ask you, what made you start your business? What made you start your business? When I first got asked this, I didn't know it was coming. I had no idea, right? But I get asked this question weekly. I get asked this question all the time. What made you start this business? So you'll want to be prepared with that answer. And really, your mission statement should really summarize, why did you start your business? How do you help people? What's your mission? What's your purpose? It really will help you let people build trust with your brand. And it's a great opportunity for you and your business. Did you know that having a clear mission can really help keep you on track. And if things get rocky in your business, it can help pull you back on track and keep you pushing forward in your company's goals. Some people don't know this, but even companies such as Lego, which is such a popular kids brand, kids company, they were able to use their mission statement to pull their company out of a massive rut. I'm sure you all know that the world is moving at a very fast pace. And the number one mistake you can make is getting caught up in the rat race. So you have to stick to your core. So as you can see here, in 2004, Lego, their company was starting to go down, and they did everything they could to try to catch up with the competitors and try something different than what they actually stood for in the beginning. And Lego is a pretty, simple company, and that's what people like them for, is that they're simple. People don't want them to be the next PlayStation or, the next VR system. They want the basic Legos. And when they try to veer away from that path, you see in 2004, their income dropped, right? Their income dropped drastically because they didn't stick to their mission and their original purpose. So not only was Lego able to save their business, and kudos to them because that's a beautiful thing, right? We all want to be able to have something that we can hold on to keep our business afloat and keep it growing. You can see that they were able to increase their profitability and their visibility by just going back and sticking to their true mission. And that's what we can do with our mission statements here, is that if you have something like a mission statement, it helps you have a clear idea of why you're here, what's your purpose, and you should always stick to that. Always stick to that. If you have to adjust here and there just to make sure that you can maintain this promise to people, then do so. But once you make it and you feel comfortable with it, after the beginning stages, stick to that and don't stray away, because there's a reason why you created it, and there's a reason why people in the beginning, came and stuck with you, because they trust what you have and they love what you provide. All right, so mission statement continued. What is the formula? Which is always a really great question, because it's always nice. People always talk about, we'll do X, Y, and Z and you'll get there. But it's like, okay, Kenya, what is the formula? Like, how can I guarantee that I get this system down and this outcome out? So I have a little equation right here. So part one is the company, organizations, or individuals plus company values plus the audience or customers. The promise that you make to the audience or customer should equal your mission statement, okay? So again, the company, organization, or individual. So whatever you consider yourself, if you're influencer, kind of more individual, right? Company, organization, wherever you are. Number two, what do you value? What does your company or what does the individual value? Because that is important, That also ties into the differentiators from earlier, makes you unique, because if you value something that's strong to you, important to you, that will help you stand out, right? So those two, plus what is the promise that you want to keep for your audience or your customers? Put that in a line, and actually, I suggest you add this to the paper where you already have your Venn diagram and your previous chart, and write this out. Insert company, organization, or individual, fill that in with wherever you are, your name, plus jot down your company values. If you don't know yet, jot down some possibilities that you think are valuable to you or that make sense to you. Wherever you are, it's completely okay. Number three, the promise that you are going to keep to your audience or your customers. This one is huge, you guys. You all, this is huge. You have to have a promise, okay? Find a way that you can help somebody and stick to it. What can you do? What can you provide as a product or service? And you make a promise and you keep it. You keep that promise. And that will help you build a mission. So jot this down really quickly, and we'll go ahead and move to the next slide, okay? And I have a little brainstorm activity, but first, here's a question. Is it easy for you to trust others? I'll ask an even better question. Is it easy for you to trust businesses? You may have an easier time with the first question, but I'm almost certain that you'll find the second question just a little bit harder to say yes to. And why is that? Because with normal interactions amongst people, you can build trust through exchanging information with little to no loss associated with the interaction, right? If you talk to somebody on the street and they're like, hey, what's your name? You're like, hey, I'm Kenya, nice to meet you. Okay, bye, right? Little to no noticeable loss. You use some energy to speak and to say hi to somebody and tell them your name. Really not that much is going on there, right? So that feels a little bit more safe. But if you interact with a business, so business and people interactions, there is an inherent understanding that if you interact with a business, then you at some point or another have to incur a loss through spending money, and people really don't like to be used. They don't like to feel used, right? That means that people will automatically have their defenses up, okay? They'll have their guard up immediately. And that's natural. That's okay. That's okay, because people are creatures of habit and they don't like to have risk, right? So they'll have their defense up at the beginning. And they want to know that they will have to spend money with you. So they want to know, is this okay? Why should I do this? So how do you build trust with potential customers? You do this by communicating with your business, by communicating with your target audience what your business stands for, right? Similar to the previous cornerstone. Nike became a household name because they knew that they could construct a superior shoe and they were able to stand on that promise. This is where your vision statement comes in. Your vision statement should connect everything, okay? Your vision statement is going to be related to what your business sets out to do in the next 5 to 10 years down the line. So take a moment and ask yourself, do a little brainstorm, okay? It's brainstorm time. It's a safe space. Let's brainstorm together. Ask yourself, what do I want my company to stand for? What do I want it to stand for? And really take your time with this, right? Take your time, because this is an important question. It's very serious, and people are also going to want to know, right? They're going to want to know, why are you here? What does your company stand for? And why should I take a risk with you? You can use your vision statement as a guide to your messaging so that it helps you build trust in your brand, okay? And which will ultimately benefit you in the end. You'll benefit from these things because it will help you lead to more sales and more revenue, which is what people want. It's like keep your business going, okay? The sales and the revenue. So if people can trust you and they understand what your business and company stands for, you'll be on your way. So far so good. Hope everybody's with me, and we're gonna keep going, okay? Here's something I think is pretty cute. Because at Heavy Brain, we like to call the vision statement the roadmap to success. Okay, so as you can see on the screen, we have a couple different stops. So if you put these together, it sums up your vision statement. Number 1, who are you? So this is the company. Who are you? What's your name? What do you do? Okay. Number 2, second stop on the roadmap. What are your unique differentiators? Before we're listed out those 3 categories, those 3 tables, right? The 3 table categories. What makes you unique? So apply that here. Number 3, your target audience. Who are you trying to serve? Who is this for? Number 4, the mission statement. And we want to make sure we know why we're doing it. What's your purpose? And the fifth part, is the strategy. What strategy are you going to use to take you from stop 1, where it says you are here, all the way to stop 5, your future self. Your future self lives here, right? So all the goals you have for yourself, the vision you have for your company, it all will end up at the end of this roadmap right there. But guess what? You need a strategy to get there. You need a strategy to get there. And that's what we are able to help you with. If you go from stop 1 all the way to stop 5, you'll find your strategy and you'll have a starting base to start building a strategy that will work for you and your company. So that was 4 of the cornerstones, right? But here's number 5, that there's actually a lot more to branding, believe it or not. The 4 cornerstones to structuring your business foundation were previously mentioned, but that's actually only the beginning of what you can do for your business. So as you can see here, we've only touched the iceberg, the tip of the iceberg when it comes to branding and effective digital marketing strategies. Typically, we teach our clients exactly what you see on the screen right here, okay? On the screen, we have 3 different brand toolkits. And what we have here, we have it structured into structuring business foundations, content development, and digital marketing strategies. Earlier in the presentation, I mentioned that we focused on these 3 categories because if you add them all together, that helps you put yourself out there and build a fabulous brand. So we covered just a couple things here, right? But the big question is, like, what's next, okay? I've learned this stuff in the PowerPoint right now, this presentation, and what's next? So branding helps you set long-term goals. And what we were able to do is we put together a program that was designed to help assist businesses, organizations, and influencers in establishing a long-lasting digital brand. And our program is listed right here in front of you. You can kind of read over and see what we do. So we have consultations with people, which is one-on-one, just like this. So it'll be me and you, it'll be our team and you working together, building your dream, right? We have digital notebooks, we have homework assignments, over 70 pages of resources for you to utilize to help grow your business, digital marketing glossary. We provide you with a content calendar that we developed ourselves. We give you a template just for being a part of our Brandiac game. And a growing Facebook community will be developed over the course of this program so you can get even more additional support and information. So we don't want you to get caught up in spending your precious dollars, right? That can be used to invest in your business or yourself if you waste it on things and you don't know the strategy necessary to get there. So we help you power your marketing so that you can always push a consistent message to your target audience with the goal of building trust in your business in mind. We touched on the 4 cornerstones of marketing today, but there's a lot more that you have to do to start building on top of the foundation. That's why we built this Optimus program. And as you can see, we are able to cover quite a bit in here over a 6-month course. We provide an expansive environment of accountability and support with the resources to create successful business frameworks through the avenue of digital brand optimization. We specialize in optimization of branding, which is such a fun area. We saw that people needed help understanding what it means to build a brand so that they can construct a stable multi-floor house with their business. So in the program, we cover everything we talked about today, the 4 cornerstones, and 30 other topics related to building a brand and digital marketing. We also include more pitfalls and mistakes that people make when they're creating their brand. So if you want to take your brand to the next level and you want to take the next steps towards building a brand that works specifically for you, right? That feels so special to you. Feel free to apply for enrollment in our 6-month accelerated brand optimization coaching program. We provide one-on-one consultations for accountability and your support for your business. And all you have to do really is click this link on this page and submit your application. We'll review it and see if you're a good fit for this, if you're a good fit for each other. And we hope to see you inside the program. If you did any activities in this PowerPoint presentation today, feel free to send us an email at info@heavy-brain.com and share with us what you learned today, because we would love to hear it. Also, if you have any more ideas for a presentation like this, you want to learn more about any specific topic, send that to us an email too, and we'll love to help you figure out what else we can teach you, right? Because we love to help people grow and learn. That's all I have for you all today. Feel free to send us in whatever you have. Apply for our enrollment down below or on this page around you, and we will see you inside the program. Thanks for watching.